July the 10th, and it's nice going through the summer without hot temperatures. I don't know, it's probably low 20s here today. And after living in Dubai and 48 degrees and stuff like that, it's nice to be in a cool summer climate. So the fire is getting worse here in northern Manitoba lately. The Snow Lake is, everybody's been told to get out of there by noon today. It's noon now. It's a mining town a couple hours south of here. Cross Lake, they're out of there. Lynn Lake, they're out of there. Gold mining town. Split Lake, everybody's out of there. I think even Nelson House, they were told to get ready to evacuate Nelson House. Don't know whether they did or not. I was looking on this lightning app last night that I get on my phone. Every time there's a lightning strike, the satellites pick it up and they send it down to this phone app, and if you zoom the map in or out, you can see where there's all red dots. If it's less than 15 minutes, then it goes yellow, and if it's more than 15 minutes, and there were just hundreds south of Thompson. So there's lightning without any or much rain, and just very, very dry. It's usually that lodgepole pine around here, so it's super dry. The bark is, falling off. The bark's just like tinder. So that's what's making the fires burn. I notice, on Facebook, there'll be the pictures of the fire right on the edge of these towns, and everybody's telling people to pray. And, well, what does praying do? In the first place, I'm not religious, so praying from that point is a waste of time. But the problem is nobody's prepared, and by nobody I mean your government. If you want to do something useful, you complain to the government. They got a few of these water bomber planes, CL-415s. Each one will drop 6,500 pounds of water per drop. They had 3 of them here the other day when that big fire broke out by our airport. That's not enough. The Chinese got one that's 4 times bigger than that, 26,000 pounds. But Canada sends all their money to Ukrainian Nazis to try to kill Russians, because the CIA and MI6 want to destroy the economy in Russia so they can get the $73 trillion worth of minerals and oil that's in the ground in Russia. They want that. Just like they've, tried to overthrow governments in 80 countries since about 1950. They're still doing it. And so that's the reason Canada sends all their money to Ukraine, $22 billion so far, that we could be spending on water bombing planes. You could have your military here using all those people to fight the fires, but instead they're sitting over there in Germany. They're training the Nazis in Poland to fight the Russians, and it's all a distraction to distract from the fact that the government isn't doing its job here. So if they can make you believe that the enemy is at the gates and they're ready to invade and they're going to rape your women and kill your children, then they can get away with it, all their misconduct in Ottawa. So that's what's going on there. But despite the fact that they've convinced all these stupid Ukrainians that they can win against Russia, there's been over 1 million of them killed so far, and there's only one media outlet in Ukraine because he's disallowed all the other ones, made them illegal. So all you get is the propaganda from one, a little bit like CBC and CTV here in Canada. He's outlawed other political parties, and they've got over 1 million dead so far. But he keeps throwing them to the front lines. And right now, the other day, the Russians sent 730 drones into Ukraine. And so these drones, some of them are jet engine drones, some of them are the drones but with a piston engine propeller pusher prop on the back. And they've got explosives on the front, but if there's any missiles, anti-aircraft missiles that Ukraine has left, they fire them at these drones. And then when they don't have any missiles left, Russia sends in the Iskander missiles behind them. And they've been hitting, if you listen to the news on YouTube, not on mainstream media, they've been hitting a lot of targets with foreigners in them. There was one or two that I heard in Odessa where they killed a lot of foreigners. And so they're mainly British, but they've got British, they've got Polish, they've got a few Canadians and Americans. And there was an air base just hit yesterday in western Ukraine, and there were a bunch of F-16 parts, warehouses, and some French pilots as well were killed, and French engineers. There were 2 pilots and about a dozen engineers killed, French. And then there was a place hit in up around Sumy, so that's right on the Russian border, and it was just filled with expats there. And they found, by looking at the bodies, they found the passports of them. And they found that a lot of them were still active UK military. So it's actually NATO sending these people in, these officers. So that's what's going on over there. And I don't think it's likely to end soon. I think that, well, why do I care? Why do I care what's going on over there? Most people in Canada that I talk to don't care. I mean, 99.5 out of 100 people that I talk to in Canada don't care what's going on over there. All they care about is their job, their union, their daughter's skating lessons, this sort of stuff. And it's your government that's doing all this. That's one reason that I care. All these people are dying over there because your government is sending the money to kill them. And these fires are a great example of what they could do with the money if they didn't send it over there. So what can you do, or what can we do? Well, I don't know exactly, because I'm not in the government, so I'm not in a position to make changes, but maybe just awareness of what's going on, and looking a little farther afield than just what's going on your street might be worth thinking about. Anyway, 9 minutes is too long for a video, so I'm going to cut it off.